Let's look at probably the most unique folder I've ever had or really displayed. This is a Magnum by Boker. You know, Boker's one of my favorite manufacturers. They're usually reasonably priced. I like them along with M-Tech, Cold Steel, and along those veins. And so they're very value-oriented company. You get good products at a reasonable price. And knives do not have to be expensive to be good. You can go titanium and get into $400 or $500 range. Those are great knives to have if you can afford it. But if you can't afford it, then get something that's more in line with what you can afford that still is unique and then has some character. And this is one of those knives. This is probably like I said, the most unique folder I have bought. Bought a Damascus knife, a Damascus folder. It's a bit unusual looking, but very unusual looking as a matter of fact. But this is unusual looking, and it's got a great history. This is a Kukri. I think that's the Hindi translation of it. I think the actual name is the Kukri. It's a Nepalese weapon, and you could pretty much tell from the look here that it was a predecessor. Its predecessor was a scythe. A lot of a Eastern martial arts weapon, and this is an Eastern country, not necessarily linked to the traditional countries we associate with martial arts. But anytime things come from the farm field into the military, usually they are modified farm implements, and this was a scythe. You can almost see the scythe heritage in this Kukri. I call it Kukuri instead of the original name. And it's still used and given out by the Nepalese army. All of the Gurkha regiments and the Royal Gurkha and the Assam Regiment of the Indian Army, they all still use the traditional large Gurkhas. So they're not using this folder. This is a folding version of the Kukuri, and relatively sharp. And it's a very unique, like I say, knife. Is it practical? Yeah, you can debate that one way or the other, but it has the traditional lock mechanism, and it is so long that you can actually flick it out very easily. So if you're into fast retrievals of your knife, then that's also a good choice. It's got the traditional, the Boker grip. It's not pretty. It's functional. It's rather heavy, so you've got something with some body to it, and it's one of the Boker Magnums. And quite a few of their knives are in that Magnum lineup, and I really don't have much to say bad about it. It's a very unique knife. So if you take that out, then you're definitely standing out in the crowd. Now, what you need to do is to measure the blade. I don't know how much it is, 4.5, 5 inches, and then look at your laws. Like I say, I'm always cognizant of the laws in my area, and this is right at the edge of the length allowed by the law in my area, and that varies widely. There are areas where you can basically carry a flipping Bowie knife if you want to, but there are also areas where you can barely carry a penknife. There are some towns in my state where 3.5 inches is the limit on a folding knife, and I think that also applies to fixed blade. Fixed blade might even be different. So this is something that like I said, that I would not mind carrying, and it's great if you're going to be useful out in the field or somewhere where you're going to use a big knife. And it's just nice to have. It's definitely, when you flick that out, you definitely have a conversation piece if that's what you're looking for. But you just got to make up your mind here when you get this one, if your laws are going to allow you to use it correctly. So that's it. That is the Kukuri knife, the Magnum by Boker. Now the only tough thing you're going to have is it is a little bit tight here. The lock mechanism, can flip, and it's a little bit difficult to get over. So it probably needs to be shaved off a bit. So I might have to go in there and actually file that down a bit to make it a little bit easier to move. So we'll see how that works in the future, and if we'll see how if that makes it even a little bit better. So if you want a kukri at a reasonable price, a folding kukri, then take a look at the Magnum by Boker and see if that's something that'll fit your needs. In any case, I will see you next time, and I'll see what else I can find in the box of knives or world of Amazon to show you. You have a good day. I will see you next time.